Okay, I think this is a great boss week for both casuals and tryhard ranked boss players because this week is not some crazy 10,000% modifier. Rather, we got Spice Islands here with a good amount of money to head start, but some nerf stats actually. Half the boss speed and 95% boss health. So what is the catch? Well, take a look at the categories. We've got a complete gap in the military, and that's it. Only 2 of the 4 categories of towers allowed and a limited hero choice. Now, something to note is that this is actually normal. Because I think for this week specifically, the normal boss is more interesting than elite. So much so that take a look at the top times for normal and then compare it to elite. Yes, that's right. For a time boss, the top players can get twice as fast on elite versus normal. Make that make sense, especially with the weak modifier. Why this is because if you think about it, with just the primary and magic category, how can you actually make income in this boss? I'll leave that as a mini homework lesson for the time being. For now, let's just start with the only thing, the closest thing we can do to gain money, and that would be to rush a rubber gold. I guess so much for calling out homework, because I kind of have to explain now that yes, this is the cheapest thing that can actually start making you bonus income, which is very telling, because even if I got rubber gold for like right now, I'd be making a solid like $30 per round. That's a pretty bad return on investment. Some other income generators are with the Druid, which did get changed this update, so just a quick refresher. It now makes money at the end of each round, the Jungler's Bounty and above. Now, Jungler's Bounty is way more expensive than rubber gold, so that's not really a viable option to rush, not to mention that it's kind of an anti-synergy, because the Druid has a global attack, so it will pop balloons before the rubber gold can get to them, and so the Druid will actually lose you money, kinda. Anyway, there's more income generation, including open wallet trees, but we'll talk more in detail about that in the future. So that's why this week normal is interesting, because you can't just get infinite money like you normally would in a ranked boss, and just stuff the entrance with the strongest paragons, the most amount of towers you can possibly fit. We are limited, and I think that almost always makes for the most fun boss weeks, because you're not just focusing on one specific goal. Here, you can't just go straight for time always, you also have to budget your money so that you don't overspend on certain tiers and not have enough for others. So that adds a lot of depth to the strategy, in my opinion. And also, should I mention, way more chill. I mean, it's 20 rounds and it's felt like a casual medium mode game so far, which, I mean, it pretty much is. I'm used to timed bosses taking 5 hours for the early game because it matters so much for how you need to snowball your money. You can't miss a single banana. But here we are just straight up speed running through it all, because after I get glue hose and this, again, there is nothing really that helps me gain more money for the time being. Anyway, I've decided to buy myself a glue strike because I'm gonna need it starting at tier 1 anyway. See what we can do with the remaining 18.7k. First things first, this and this will combine for +3 damage, and so it's time for 1 damage spam. I guess I'm kind of limited by space anyway, because if I want to get any more than this, they would be very inefficient attack damage. No cap on a stack, this is legitimately the best I can do. Can't get a 4th overdrive, but not that I really want it anyway. We have Brambles ready at the helm. This can do some pretty good damage after I glue strike it. Now, drop that, and that gets to skull number 1, I think, a lot faster. And just like that, max heat. I think we're only gonna hit 1 max heat during this. Takes a while for that bar to go back down to 0, right? Well, let's hope it doesn't recharge again, because we don't want that 5-second stun. Now, I also would rather not want to spend any more money than I currently have, because, you know, we're limited. Also, come on, it's getting tight. Please get to 0. Nice. Sweet. So that is a 55-second kill. Let's quickly get back a RTG. That stands for rubber gold, by the way. We should now sell our embrittlement, and this is where we get a little bit experimental. I hope you like experiments, because what I'm gonna do is get a bounty hunter. And this is another kind of income generator. As you see, marked balloons take more damage and give more cash. This is from the ability, although the Desperado naturally can also mark balloons, but he does too much damage and that would ruin the rubber gold. By the way, this bounty hunter is multiplicative in X2, and so is this. So if you happen to rubber gold and mark balloon, you get, yes, 4 times the original damage that it's supposed to do. Anyway, good thing we got the ability last round because it's ready this round. And so, for the cerams here, wait for it. I'm gonna mark the crap out of them and make a bunch of damage that way. Boom. I think we made about, in total, $3,000 this round, when if you didn't have rubber gold or bounty hunter, you make 1.2k, so we didn't quite get the perfect X4, but that's almost never gonna happen. Also, just for safe measure, I'm gonna double dip on rubber golds because I don't know if one of them is getting them often enough, which, by the way, it's once every 2 seconds the rubber gold potion throws. Basically, what I do is save the mark to pop ability for when there's strong stuff on screen. So for the rainbows there, I blast it off. Now, I think I should also invest in some decamo so that the rubber gold can work on it. So we'll get, I think a shimmer is the cheapest thing. And don't worry, the little bolt is weak, I think. This is a very weird strategy and also very cool at the same time. Now, I kind of wonder if I should spend money in wallet trees, because the earlier I get it, the earlier I get another income generator, which is a multiplier. So yeah, so far all 3 of these are X2 multipliers, which would give X8 if a balloon were to get into all 3. I think I'm gonna hold off from buying it, because I don't think I would get the ability up for 47 anyway. This round's too fast. I think we'll just let the XP naturally get its way. We want it on 48. I'm spending the $19. It's worth it. And I think because round 49 is so cash money, we'll have to go for the second bounty hunter. I think it's worth the money. Also, I'm a complete idiot. I just realized if I just use the bounty hunter ability on the rubber golds, like the Deadeye, then that is our camo detection at home. Let's also put the wall trees over here now. I know Open can still hit it, but I think this is fine, because the wall tree has a long cooldown, so it's gonna explode eventually anyway. Also, putting it too far in the front means sometimes, maybe, the rubber gold won't throw in time. But looking at this right now, they seem to all be getting the bonus income. But here we go. We gotta be very careful here. I'm basically going to use it for the ceramics. One now, and then another, I'd say now. I think I waited a little bit too late, and it got some greens. Oh well. Also, hold up a bit, maybe I underestimated Bounty Hunter's damage because the tree, or the ability, does do damage, and so my wall trees can still tank stuff. That's not good. That's some lost potential from the trees being full. Anyway, that's 3.5k just from profit just from that tree alone. I'm gonna use the mark to pop though, because sometimes you can mark the balloon before Desperado starts damaging it. There's a bit of a delay. You get the bonus money first. Oh, also, remember, give camo to this round. Anyway, if you could understand, that's how you get an X8 multiplier. Oh, I also don't have wall trees up this round. Crap. I guess I'm gonna have to bounty hunter them up then. Although, does it really matter? Hold up. Because it's the ceramics that we need to get the extra damage from, or the mark to pop from. I'm gonna just tank that. That's fine. Also, wait, no, that was bad. I shouldn't have spawned the wall trees to the Moab, because now it's not going to reach the ceramics. And again, that's why, folks, this is a very tricky strategy to fully maximize. High potential, high ceiling, because you need to make sure you get all balloons golded, which I can say for a fact I've absolutely not hit the requirement for so far. Another mark to pop for another X2. And that should have been an X8 if the rubber gold also threw in it. There's no indicator to show that. a Moab has been rubber golded, or a Desperado has marked pop it either, which is really annoying. And I really wish NK would have added support for that at some point. Oh yeah, see back there, the trees are exploded, so we should just keep that up. And now for the sell-off on tier 2. Yeah, I don't know if the second Desperado paid off, because if I sell it now, then I think I lose about $2,000. Do I think this upgrade made me 2K? I actually think I'm a little bit doubtful on that. But anyway, same old strategy also for tier 2, except just higher tier upgrades this time. So this is 7 overdrives on top of Super Brittle, and we'll sell off that second Jungler's Bounty for attack zone here. Still 5k left, and I'll spend the money on a tier 4 Alpha. Can't go wrong with that. And that's it. All in all, should be a faster tier 2. Let's see if that's true or not. Blue now? Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe a little bit overkill. I probably could have gotten one last attack for a second and saved some money. But I think it's all good. Ooh, a little bit of mistiming there. Yeah, I would have liked a max heat to come at a skull so that there wouldn't be 2 stuns, but it's good enough. What's the final time gonna be? 124 at the end. And a 129, so 34 seconds that tier. Okay, that first attempt felt sus, so let me just try again. Maybe I just got a time clue strike earlier. Like now. Maybe I don't hit max heat early. Yeah, see? Yeah, I don't know what was up with that first attempt. That was way ahead of pace. And so how much of a difference does that end up making for a final score? Let's see. 123. I think it's about a second faster. I mean, I'll take it. A second is a second. Anyway, now it's time we should sell our defense, but the Blastapopoulos rocks make these unsellable. So there's a little trick you can do. You just go back into the game, and suddenly the game doesn't save the unsellable status. See that? What a cheat code. Now we still have a solid 69.99k to work with. Here's where we deviate from just the Bounty Hunter and the Rubber Gold, though. Spirit of the Forest. I know there are no farms in range, however, Oben at this level grants extra cash generation. And by the way, this amount amounts to 50%. We'll still add back a Bounty Hunter, but yes, this does make things a little bit tricky because if I want to make money, I would prefer if this thing didn't have vines spawning all across the track and also, like, the vine grabbing. Because that's popping things really early, as you see. And that barely gives time for rubber gold to rubber gold stuff, or stuff to get in the wall of tree trap. So that's why it opens up here. I have to stuff wall of trees very early before the Spirit of the Forest can take hold. As you see, though, 1.68k made from Spirit of the Forest that round. Now, counting the amount of money we lost from it damaging, I don't think amounts to 1680, so I think it's worth it. Hold up, I'm not done yet here, though. I'm also gonna invest some money, weirdly, on Mob Assassins. Why this is because it can one-shot through Mob layers now. And so there's a quirk in this game I explained many times before, and that is, if you one-shot a plimp that has a cash multiplier, you get all the cash multiplier from the stuff below it, so it would be as if those 4 balloons were rubber golded. And whatnot. Right now with Spirit of the Forest killing them instantly, I actually don't get the money if the SRAMs don't get the stuff where you throw it. So, that's why I do that, while I don't have wall trees up, and do that as well. Time it after I use the Bounty Hunter for an X4 bonus. So this is where Assassin comes into play. It's not going to be very effective against Moabs, I can say that much. Oh yeah, see how many balloons there are just not getting it. 1 and 2. I can make some mad money on the BFBs at least, because they will take a while to pop. Wait for it, wait for it. Now, and now. And we'll get X2, X4 from everything coming in here. X8 for these here? Oh, okay, no. Trees was full. Ah, crap. I used up all my marked pops too early. That means that BFB there was missing an X2. And same with this one. God damn it. I'm trash. Again, this strategy is so hard to master. But it's a lot of fun. I can't lie. Okay, we can only do one this round. By the way, just charged up a couple of the glue abilities because I need it this round. And now we do the sell-off and we find ourselves with how much cash to work with. 127k. Not bad, but you see, for a tier 3, it's a lot to be desired. That's about as much as I can say. Best I can do here, I think. 10 overdrives plus attack zone plus super brittle and 3 401 alks on all of them. In case you're a bit out of the loop, by the way, the embrittlement and super brittle doesn't stack anymore, so that's why I am not getting 2 of them. See how long this takes. It'll definitely be much slower than tier 1, that's for sure. But how much slower? I'd say so far progress is not bad for, I mean, again, way more HP than before. Perhaps I could have sacrificed a little bit this year to keep the Spirit of the Forest, but that's okay. Pretty good progress so far, I would say. And now, I kind of need to get ability up, refresh that plus damage on Glue Strike, but it's not letting me. That's a real bummer. That ability is just stuck there. Now we lose plus 2 damage, which is going to make this last skull very, very, very slow. Actually, not as slow as I thought. But, okay, the second Glue Strike was useless, man. Oh, I know why. It's because it was the furthest tower away. So I kept getting the rock thrown on it. Blastapopoulos throws the rock, like, going close, far, and something else strong, expensive. So 240 is good, but is it worth redoing that? I think the answer is yeah. Okay, so the one revision I made is, because I had extra money, I just kept that one bounty hunter in the top right corner, and I let that get stunned instead. And taking a look at the difference now, wow. That is a 237. 3 seconds is not nothing. Unfortunately, there's probably too many blimps at this stage of the game to be able to single out, get extra money from every single one. So these are gonna fall off really hard, and that's why I think from tier 3 to 4, our best bet at making money is legit just spamming these guys. They're about $180 per round, which is horrible, horrible, horrible efficiency. But if you get them early enough, they can technically turn a profit. Because their efficiency is so bad, I actually don't think it's worth selling stuff like Bluestorm for it, so we'll just hold. I got an extra Snowstorm so I could fit more of these guys in range, by the way. Okay, I will sell Bounty Hunter, though, because I think you need the Assassin, a one-shot to go along with it. So pure Druid income it is, then. Although I guess I will throw in a quick rubber to gold. And around cash, $3,000, man. They really fell off for making $10 million around to this. I did the math, and you need to have these drop down for 9 rounds before they turn a profit at about $180 per round, so no more druids after round 91. Sorry, quick sidestep. Before going further with that run, I just redid tier 3 to save even more time, 233, and in order to save more money, I think we just keep some of the tax around instead of selling them for more jungles bounties, because again, they're so inefficient that you'd rather save several $1,000s, not buying down tax zone again. Plus, you preserve the pops on it, and that leaves us back at round 97, where I'm now going to sell these a bit prematurely, because I need to add Perma-Brew. We have enough money to do that now, and it's 100% worth it, but it needs rounds to throw Alk on as many targets as possible. Also got 501 to throw it a little bit faster, but even 2 rounds in, oh boy, there were a lot of attacks over here still missing P-Brew, so I might have needed 96. All in all, I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. Now, the question is, how many of these overdrives or jungles bounties do I need to sell to upgrade these to overdrive in time? Probably just sell this, buy this, and yeah, wow, there's still at least 7 tax missing Perma-Brew. Well, hopefully the difference is marginal. I also got a 240 for this tier because I think I need the extra +1 damage, even though I has low uptime. I'm okay to make the sacrifice. So use this now, and I have to use Glue Storm 13 seconds later. This lasts a very short duration. Let's see, the moment the glue's off, yep, rain down that now. And I do have to sell. Yeah, I'm selling. These attacks are not upgraded. And I need them to be. Come on. I'll throw in a snowstorm for fun to lower the heat. Using the ability for fun fact does lower the heat a substantial amount. If we can beat this before 4 minutes, that would be amazing. Only bad news is that glue timed out. And I'm gonna lose a lot of DPS now. Maybe it was worth it to go for an extra glue. Because this ain't good. I'm also dying to DDTs here. Yeah, bro, everything slowed down at the last tier. Let's add one more. Alright, running it back, let's see your progress now. So I dropped a Dart Monkey over there, just like tier 1 to stall or not have a rock land on the glue strike. I still have the same problem, no glue strike here, that's okay. I got one coming right now. I used 2 by accident, but hey, that's exactly 4 minutes, so I'll take it. 406, not bad. Again, this is going to be the boss of experimenting, so hear me out here. Sell Spear of the Forest, but we keep the Jungle's Bounty. Why this is because I think I want to get the Attack Paragon tier 5. So I personally think that the money that the Spear of the Forest makes is not worth the amount of pops it will steal from the attack shooters. Jungle's Bounties are weak enough that I don't think it really matters, so we're good. For that same reason, let me also get rid of Super Brittle, and in place of it, just go for a Shimmer for DDTs. Didn't have enough money to do this in the 90s also, but gonna add an Arctic Wind up here, thanks to Open Perm Brew. He now has more range to deal damage to stuff up here. So that's how we still keep a good amount of Jungle's Bounties without having to sell all of the tanks in the middle, you know? Believe it or not, still more space for 5 more druids in the bottom right corner, and that's it for now. I also sold 1 tack because I need to, remember, place the Paragon. I think the tack zone spot's too high up, so I'm thinking here right now. Although TBD. So degree 60 would be the dream, but I didn't actually do the math yet if I can actually get there. But if we're close enough and I only have to spend a little bit of money, then sure. If not, then we'll settle for 50-something. 40-something, and then spend the rest of the money on, well, kind of what you already see here. If we still have excess money after the Attack Paragon, then it's just gonna be Overdrive spam. It's kind of funny that all 5 tiers are the exact same defense, but just a little bit more each time. Well, this is it, fellas, for all of the marbles here. Once again, you always need 1 round of advance to cool off the Crucible ability, otherwise you lose a lot of power. So let's see if we can get it now. Just by selling the Jungle's Bounties here. And this guy, too. Okay, damn, that's really close. How about 1 Glue Strike here? And let's first test the degree. How close are we to 60, or is it not? Quite a bit off, actually. I don't know how much I love this spot compared to the attack zone, but if it looks bad, we'll just go back in time and try this again. Also, I think I definitely have to sell the Glue Storm here. I pretty much can't afford any tech upgrade unless I sell it, but that means that after it times out, I'm just gonna be left with a weak 240 here. Maybe I'll buy back an 042 extra, but we'll see first, okay? Bring in the final tier, and if it's under 7 minutes, I will be satisfied. How hard can that be, really? Do this big nuke now, sell this, and quickly. As many overdrives as I can feasibly afford, and that wasn't a whole lot of them. Rip. First skull now. Is this good right now, chat? Because I don't know. Blue strike now, and yeah, they only have a couple thousand damage on it. This is hardly gonna make much of a difference. It's pretty much all on the Paragon, and that's why 60 is really important. But I don't think I could have gotten that with the way I played it out. And why did I not get an embrittlement? I'm throwing so hard. Sorry, folks. On the bright side, oh, I want to sell this. Good. Oh, I meant to buy it. The Embrit. Better late than never, I guess. Another one. I'll keep buying new ones down here as I see fit. Also, hopefully we get the second meteor ability before we hit max heat. Because I could use that nuke damage, but the attack Paragon ability isn't moving at all. This is bad. This is not doing any damage. Sell again. And nope, we're not hitting it. This sucks ass. Wow, I was like 2 seconds off from getting it again. Brutal. Shit like this is probably worthy of a reset, but question is, how much do I care? Or do we think this time is good enough? Let's see. I don't know. It's gonna be 6:30. Let's try one more time to get sub 6:30. Nope, no matter what I did, well, I didn't really try. I only tried twice here. I couldn't really cut much more. I think maybe, actually, if I went for less overdrives and less projectiles, it actually would get me the second meteor, but with there being a skull in the way, I don't think it overkills damage, overflows. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it seemed like I didn't need to get the Tech Paragon 1 brand in advance, because we only end up getting one ability off anyway. Oh well, 634 is very, very, very good. And that puts us top 10 at the moment. I think this time actually would have been first at the time I first started the run, but of course people optimize, and now it's all the way down to 4 minutes, but still a higher time than Elite, and that says a lot. And again, I found this probably one of the most fun boss weeks in a very, very long time. Let me know what you think as well. I think farmless or awkward income generating boss events are where it's at.